Alright, this is a response to the Amazing Atheist question about us being the dumbest generation. And it's definitely a big question, and I usually don't do video responses. There's not a lot of video responses I've done, so there's not a lot of times you'll see me do this. This is probably a first time, only time experience. By the way, I am using a really shitty webcam, so if it appears shitty, I'm sorry. It's not my intention. I'm not trying to make it look shitty. I'm actually trying to make it look good. I'm trying some new lighting. You can see my beautiful blue eyes. Ooh. I've got some new lighting going on. And in retrospective, I really don't consider us the dumbest generation because of the internet or anything about the internet. However, I will say that I do believe we have become a lazier generation. There doesn't seem to be as much action at all as there used to be, especially nowadays, not because of the internet, but because of the generation gap. People back in the olden days were farmers, and they worked hard for a living, and they did things that they thought were essential for their living. But in these days, people work at home, online, or they get shitty fast food jobs or part-time jobs, and most of the time the people in our generation don't have real jobs, which is a career path, a choice. And I know this from personal experience. I myself work at a shitty fast food job, so I can't say for sure that I have an unbiased opinion about that. But I know that many people work in shitty fast food jobs, and especially in our generation, it seems to be an ongoing trend that people in our generation are working shittier and shittier jobs, less pay, no benefits. The career path seems to have been lost somewhere. People in our generation aren't really going for a career anymore. And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I mean, it is in a way. We were raised in a society where we all thought we were going to grow up to be rock stars and movie stars and famous people, and on YouTube anybody can be famous. As if they get so many views, they're famous. People watch their channels, watch their videos over and over again, and so in a sense they are famous. But in reality, they're not really famous people. They're just the normal people, everyday Joes like you and me. And famous people, even the people you think that are famous, Tom Cruise, anybody, just anybody, are not really famous. I mean, they're not any different than you and I. Their lifestyles may be different, but like I said, this is by far probably the laziest generation out of all the generations that have come before us, because we don't take the time to get careers. A lot of people in our generation are not even going to college. It's probably the lowest college turnout in history. These are not facts. These are assumptions and guesses, and also insight that I've noticed from around my small community. And don't think that just because I'm from a small community I don't know things, because I have been everywhere, and I do mean everywhere. I have traveled up and down the entire United States of America, hitchhiking mostly. I've lived a very long life, and I'm only 26, and I've seen more things than most people at my age have wanted to see or ever seen, and I've experienced things that most people would think would drive them insane. So, when I say that I think we've become the laziest generation, I mean it. Because it seems to me that more people are sitting at their computers than going out and working in a field job. Let's see, construction workers are now at an all-time low employee rate. Let's see, roofers, all-time low unemployment rate. General contractors, oil field is now hiring like crazy, but there's not very many people working in that field, especially in my age area. It just seems that we've gotten lazier. Nobody wants to work anymore. Nobody wants to work for their living. Everybody wants to work on the internet. Everybody wants to work from home. Everybody wants to sit around and be lazy. And not that it's a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. Shoot, I wish I could just sit around and be lazy, but I've got to go to work. I've got to make a living, and that's just the way it is. How else could I afford the webcam and the time to sit around on YouTube and the money to afford the programs that I use? It's all relevant. Everything, and I believe that about everything in life. Everything is relative to your situation. So being the lazy generation is not exactly a bad thing. It's not exactly a good thing. But at the same time, we could do so much better. But I don't think we're the dumbest generation by far. There definitely were dumber people in medieval times, and I don't know though. It really makes me question with this whole young Earth creationist thing going on, how smart people really are in creation science, evangelism, etc., etc., etc. We are more mysticism. We believe more in mysticism now than I believe we've ever have. There might be more atheists than there were, but there's also more creationists, more stupid people that believe everything they say is right and there's nothing you can do to prove them wrong, etc., etc., etc. So, at the same time that I don't believe we're the dumbest generation, and I do believe we're the laziest generation, I do believe we do have a large amount of stupid people, but that doesn't count for the whole generation, as there have been stupid people for all time, ever since the beginning and the creation of the whole world. I mean, our society has always been filled with stupid people. I don't believe in creationism. I don't know why I said creation of the whole world. I really meant the creation of our society. There's always been stupid people. So it seems to me that our stupidity is on more display. I'm gonna go with Captain Awesome on this and say that it's just because the stupidity of our generation is on display better than any other generation ever has been. Anyway, I'm out. And so I must say, bye! Look at my light! Look at my light, it glows. Peace.